Hello, my name is Milo Edwards, and I've written a series of articles meant to stimulate conversation between men and women and hopefully help with their relationships and help them communicate better. This is the fifth article from that series. It's called Insecurities and the Relationship. Now, Lord knows I have my own insecurities. You know, I have this little piece of fat around my side that causes me not to take my shirt off at the beach because I swear everybody's looking at it. It's like, hey, here I am, piece of fat over here. But, you know, I call it Haagen-Dazs chocolate chip, Haagen-Dazs strawberry, and Ben & Jerry's caramel sutra. I accept it, that is there, and when I want it to leave, I'll have to stop eating like that and work out a little more. Now, with every relationship, old or new, insecurities may rear its ugly head, even though, you know, it sounds fairly easy to say, you know, hey, okay, I'm done with the old baggage, I'm on with the new, I'm out here, I'm leaving this alone. You know, it's not so easily done all the time. In every relationship, a person learns new things about themselves and the other person. And instead of trying to forget the past or dragging it into the future, you should acknowledge it, accept it, learn from it, and let it go. Now, insecurities will eventually destroy the bare essence of a relationship. It lies down a fragile foundation of loss. And changing your attitude and outlook towards life can help you overcome insecurity. But you must become more confident and access the beauty in you that brings you joy. Now, instead of being pessimistic and drawing on the negative, you know, be optimistic and just develop a positive approach towards life, success, and happiness. You know, stop, you know, beating yourself down with lack of confidence and low self-esteem. You know, like, oh, I'm not smart enough to be in this conversation. Oh, these people look too nice for me. Oh, I'm out of my league. Stop talking like that. No, you're not. You're a beautiful person. You're a great person. Build on that and grow forward. If a person lacks certainty and security, insecurity will soon follow. In relationships, security creates an unstable environment. An insecure person who's constantly blaming other people and behaving in an unbecoming manner to gain stability themselves is really a scared person. Surely it sounds odd, a person acting unstable to gain stability, but you know, you'll find that when you're not stable, you will fight in some crazy ways to gain that stability. We all live in an uncertain, unpredictable world that routinely throws us for a loop. So we need to manage our securities, you know, properly so they don't ruin the good things that we have. In order to be in a healthy relationship, we must have a friendship, passion, and commitment. To be in a healthy relationship, we also have to let down our defenses and be a little bit vulnerable and trusting that everything is going to be fine. Your significant other is with you because you're an amazing person, and sometimes you have to remind yourself of that. They have to remind you of that. It's a give and take thing. That acknowledgement is very powerful, and you should acknowledge one another. It really helps in a relationship. Now, I have no idea of everyone's insecurities, but you know, I've listened to and learned from a lot of people. I've also learned from my own insecurities. Yes, I have some, and from the relationships that I've been in. I'm no authority on this, but I've sought the truth, and here's my truth. We must communicate, you know, and share our sensitive issues. It's okay to even talk about, you know, your ex-relationship when it comes to gathering information, because then your significant other will know some things to do and not to do, and that you find that you're very sensitive about, and it will make a difference. And so remember, your ex is your ex for more than one reason. So don't drag that stuff into your new relationship with your significant other, because you know it will just really destroy it. So be upfront about your feelings about some sensitive issues, so that will help out and head off some things from happening. Look at your own life and the people around you, you know, and look at what you do, and then think about it from your significant other's point of view. Would you like to see that person doing that? You know, how would it make you feel? And if the answer is no, then you should stop doing it. You know, like on Facebook. You're on Facebook, you're in a relationship, but your status says single. That's not cool. You know, that's gonna the person you're in a relationship is gonna be feeling funny about that and be wondering why I got single on there and we together. Insecurities will set in. You know, and anyone in your life should be respectful of your significant other. You know, you can introduce them to your friends, and you can't run into another room when you're on the phone having a conversation. You know, why you gotta hide? What you gotta go in the room and talk to them for? You know, that stuff like that will create insecurities. You should be up front, and tell the truth. Don't make them investigate, because if they have to investigate, boy, the mind is just going to run off somewhere, and a lie can get around the world before the truth gets out the front door. I'll just say that. And speaking of lies, remove all lies from your life, the big ones, the small ones, and the lies by omission. Tell the truth and tell it fast. The truth is absolute. It's the same today as it will be tomorrow and the next day. And mature folks who are loving, honorable, and respectful people don't have to lie anyway. You may feel the truth will hurt their feelings or something. Sometimes it's best not to say anything. But if pressured to say something, don't lie. Because if they feel you're lying, they're going to investigate. And as I say, investigation allows the mind to just run free. And there's no telling what the mind is going to come up with. So tell the truth and tell it fast. And when you're wrong, apologize. I'll say that again. When you are wrong, apologize. Don't think you're entitled to speak to your significant other any way you want to. Be respectful of them and honor their emotions. The way you ask, when they may ask you for an apology when they feel you've wronged them. And if you don't apologize, trust me, it's going to set up a question of friendship, respect, and compassion from them. And they probably won't ask you for an apology again, but they'll never forget that you did that. There's a lot of people out there with the real problem with saying, I'm sorry. And your stubbornness and rationalizing your crap, what you think allows you, entitles you to treat someone else wrong, is going to really hurt you in the long run. So you better learn to take a responsibility when you wrong someone. Admit it, admit the wrongdoing, and apologize. Rationalizing your crap and insecurities there is a real serious offense. And do not, under any circumstances, threaten one another. If you're getting mad, separate, leave the room, get off the phone, leave her house, leave his house. Just separate before you start saying something very harmful, because words can open up a wound that will just stay open forever. And it's really damaging. And it will create some insecurities. And you just really have to be impeccable with your word and watch what you say to one another. Now, together we should celebrate commitment, compassion, and friendship. It's great. It's great. It's comfortable. It's warm. It's plentiful. And remove your ego and the negatives from your past, and be grateful for what you have right now. The boundless possibilities with the future of a future with the person in front of you. The love that is being shared. Don't throw all that doubt in there about what has happened to you in your past. Communicate and grow, because when we're communicating, we're right here together. Everything is fine. But when we're not communicating, we're separating. So don't allow your insecurities to destroy your relationship. Be open, be honest, be loving, and know that the person is with you because you're a great person. You're with them because you feel they're a great person. And you all can build upon that if you just communicate openly and honestly. Don't let the insecurities ruin the good thing that you have. Acknowledge, admit, accept, and let them go. And just move on in a loving way. All right? This is Milo. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.